to BlueStar's AppeTech, the channel's only cooking show featuring award-winning chefs, delicious recipes you can make at home, handy cooking tips, and a sprinkle of vendor solutions and insights. Let's get cooking with Dean Reverman.
Welcome to BlueStar's Tech Connect Kitchen. I am Dean Reverman, and this is AppeTech. We are joined here today by Kayla Robison again. You know Kayla. She's been on Guy Fieri's Grocery Games, Chopped. She is the commander in beef. What else, right? What else don't? She's an executive chef here locally. We love Kayla. And we're going to be doing just your basic pizza today. But, you know, pizza, right? You have to know how to do it, and you got to start with a good foundation. So we're going to get into that here in just a second. But before we do, we want to say thank you to our sponsors. That is Elo, Epson, Zebra, Intel, and Newcastle. Now, if you're looking for the recipes, just hop into the show notes. You'll see it there. That'll be the recipe for what we're going over here today. Also, if you want to watch this show on demand a little bit later, just go to our YouTube page and check out the playlist for AppeTech. What could be easier? Oh, and by the way, while you're there, go to the Tech Connect podcast playlist as well. That'll get you some education to help you grow your business. Finally, at the very end, we'll give you a website, URL, and a code to get so that you can get a chance at $20 that will be picked randomly from viewers today. Kayla, I love pizza. I'm from the pizza world, worked in it for like 8 years. Let's get started on this.
I love that you have experience, so you're gonna be my perfect sous chef today.
Right, there you go.
I actually worked at a pizza joint too. It was one of my first jobs.
Seriously?
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Through high school and college, that's what I did. I was slinging pizzas.
Yeah, it's a fun, it's a good first job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you learn a lot. Okay, so one of the most important things about pizza that we're gonna get started with is blooming our yeast.
Okay, you're already throwing me a monkey wrench. I don't know about blooming the yeast.
Blooming the yeast. So we're gonna start with 2 cups of warm water.
Okay.
So you can use your tap water. I just use the microwave real quick just to kind of help it.
Okay, so warm is important, right?
Warm
you
water.
don't want cold?
You don't want cold. Yep, we need some warm water. Need a little warm bath. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is add a tablespoon of the yeast, okay? So this is going to help give it the texture. It helps kind of form the gluten in there.
Okay.
Yep, so like yeast and flour, they're best buddies. Yep, they're besties, and so we want to marry them together. And I'm going to find, actually you mind grabbing me a fork or a spoon right over there? So as this blooms, it needs about 5 minutes, but I'm gonna give it a little stir.
So that's it. We are blooming yeast right now.
Yes,
is what you're
and now the yeast is hungry, okay? Yeast is hungry for some sugar. Sugar kind of helps fuel its soul, and so we're gonna add a half a teaspoon, just kind of sprinkle it over. And as you can see, it's already kind of starting to form in there. This is the blooming part, okay? So it'll get a little frothy, and that's what we're looking for. And it kind of smells, kind of has that beer smell to it.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about yeast. Again, what are we using on this particular one?
So we're using a fast rise yeast. There are other yeasts that you can use that basically what we needed to do is rehydrate this, so add it to some water. But there's also fast yeast that's already active fast yeast.
Would it be okay to use that too?
Yeah, you could. Yep. The shelf life of this I like. I've had this for like a year and it's still fine. Put it in the fridge. As soon as you open it, you're good to go. The fast active rising yeast is already ready to go, and it comes in individual packets, but that's gonna sit in my shelf for a while, and I don't know how long that's gonna last. So, but you have pizza night every Friday, I hear, at home.
We have pizza night every Friday, and so, you know, some of the crust that we've been using, and we make our own dough.
Oh, good.
But at least in the past we did, but now we've shifted over to cauliflower crust, right?
Nice.
That's like the in thing right now in our kitchen. So what do you think about that?
Do you make it from scratch?
We do not make it from scratch.
Super easy to do from scratch.
Yeah,
so you grab a whole head of cauliflower. So for those who are gluten-free at home, this is great, or just looking for a healthier option. So you grab a whole head of cauliflower and you rice it, meaning we want to grate it. So you just take a cheese grater and just grate it down, and it looks like little cauliflower rice.
Okay, all right.
Okay, and And then from there, you're gonna add an egg and kind of mix it together, add some cheese in there. That's a binding agent. Parmesan's really good. It's got that saltiness in there, and it also acts as a really good binder. And then you just basically pat it out into the shape that you want.
Okay, so we're
Super
trying that
easy.
next time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you should, absolutely. And then add some spices in there. You know, some
yeah.
Italian
Make it
seasoning.
yours kind of a thing?
Yeah, make it your own. So,
yeah.
all right, so as this is kind of working, we're going to add some of our flour. So we're gonna start with 4 cups. How many cups is this guy? 2 cups.
Now, as you're adding that together, there are different crusts, right? So, I mean, I, again, came out of the pizzeria industry. We had like flash frozen thin crust that we would use. Then we would have dough like what we're doing here, where we would knead it out and use it, what we call it our hand tossed.
Yep.
And then we had like pan, you know, like the super doughy type. So this looks like it's going to be a little bit more on the hand tossed side,
A little bit
right?
on the hand toss, meat pan. It's gonna have, so it's gonna have some thinness and crunch to it, but you're gonna have a nice crust.
Okay.
That's gonna have a little chewy to it, but like not chewy, but in the sense of like doughy.
Yes.
Like a nice
warm
dough pillow. All right, I'm gonna add
pillow.
some,
I like that, dough pillow.
Add some salt in there.
All right, so 4 cups of flour, we got some salt going on there.
And we're gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil.
And this is just your basic olive oil, right?
This is very basic, nothing too fancy, just a good old classic olive oil.
All right.
Just kind of help it come together. Okay, so I'm gonna see how she's looking. Looking pretty good. Not
the yeast
too
is blooming.
bad. It's blooming. You see it? It
Yes.
looks great. I'm pretty confident in it. So I think we're gonna go ahead and start the process. So we're gonna turn this on a very low speed.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to slowly add the yeast water mixture.
So as you're doing that, if somebody doesn't have one of these handy dandy KitchenAids, we're just doing this old school, right? We're in a bowl.
Yep,
we're
in a
adding
bowl.
water and we're kneading.
So, yes. So in a bowl, I would like, I typically rim it with some olive oil. I also will cover my hands in olive oil or Pam, okay?
Got
that
it.
keeps it from getting too sticky on your hands.
Yeah, totally.
And so that one, you're gonna get some muscles from that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're really gonna be kneading for some time. So I personally love just going to grab a paddle attachment, but not a paddle, a dough attachment. But again, you can do it old school.
Yeah.
More props to you if you do.
Well, my wife at home, when she does dough, she does it old school style.
Does she?
And she's slamming it on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is some respect right there.
Right?
I love that.
Taking it up a level.
Yep.
So you're just kind of adding it slowly here,
Yep,
though, right?
adding it slowly, and I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Now, basically what I'm looking for in here, it's already getting pretty doughy.
Doughy.
Yep. Now, I'm going to add a little flour because what I'm looking for is to form into a ball, okay? But another important part is taking a quick little break, bringing it down, and scraping the edges, making sure you're incorporating as much of that flour in there as possible.
Because it does. It hangs out on the side.
Yeah, it does. And sometimes on the bottom. So I like just to kind of give it a little tug and just let it do its thing. Okay, so we're going to crank this up. And we're looking for the dough ball. So I'm going to add a little bit of flour at a time. Probably a 1/4 cup at a time. And if it gets too dry, you can add a little bit more water.
Okay.
But you just want to keep adding flour until you get a ball. Now we're starting to get a ball.
Yeah.
Not looking too
so what's
bad.
the consistency we're looking for? Not gummy, where it's going to like
pliable,
stick to you.
so when you press it, it'll bounce back up. Okay.
Got it.
Yep. So we'll check it now and see how we're doing. That's almost there. That's not bad at all. That's a good. It's still a little sticky, so I'm going to add just a little bit more flour if you want to feel that.
Okay, got it. Yep.
But it's starting to get a dough ball, which is what we want.
Okay, throw one back in there.
Yep. Little bit more flour.
Anything else I need to be aware of here? That's basically, once we're done with this dough, we have to let it rise, right?
We do need to let it rise.
Gotta let it rest.
It needs to take a nap for about That's what I call a little nap for about 60 minutes, a little longer, even better.
60 minutes.
60
okay.
minutes.
All
Yep,
right.
yep. It takes a little time. Do you want to do me a favor and grab a metal bowl from under here, I believe? And then we're gonna. All right.
I got two sizes for you. You want
great. We'll do this one. It's gonna double in size.
There you go.
Boom, boom. All right. So if you can kind of feel it, it's not too sticky. You can kind of.
Oh no, that's fine.
It's got a nice little thing in there. Okay, so we're gonna rim this with some olive oil. We'll go a little generous on it.
I like this technique. So this maybe even helps in the cleanup.
It does, I know. So whoever's doing dishes, that's you.
Kayla.
Okay, so then you know.
Job.
Well, good. That's a very important job.
Oh, heck yeah.
One of my first jobs in the kitchen was actually dishwashing.
There you go. Absolutely.
So that is key. Okay, so now we're just going to
wrestle that guy out of there.
Take our dough baby out. And dough baby needs to take a nap. So do we have plastic wrap here?
Yep.
Perfect. You want to grab that for me? What a great sous chef we've got. He's got all the pizza knowledge in here.
Yep.
All right.
There you go.
Perfect. And we're just going to cover this and let it sit in room temp for 60 minutes. Now, I like to add sometimes, like if I'm still baking or doing something around the house, like soon we're gonna be making our sauce to go with this. I like to kind of let it sit somewhere a little warm. Okay, so I will usually set it like right here because the heat will kind of help it. Yep. So
it's a warm nap. We want it to
a nice, warm, cozy nap for the dough baby.
So as our dough is taking a little nap, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna dive into the sauce?
Yeah.
We're diving into the sauce. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, we are back to make something wonderful with Intel. I'm Dean Reverman, that's Mike Byington, and that is Rob Risney from Intel. He's here to make a nice cocktail, I think,
That's
tonight.
absolutely right. You know,
That's
the best way here is we're in the midst of summer, is to get into a fun cocktail. I'm going to make one of my favorites in this case, really fun and festive. It's called a Castaway.
Like it.
Okay,
Sounds
so
good.
Yep. So we obviously got to start off with some fresh lime. Get that mixed up here. You need 1 part lime juice. So let's get these squeezed up
Now,
here.
what's the backing behind a Castaway? You got any inside scoop for us here?
Well, you know, the
why
interesting
it was called the Castaway?
I don't know why it's called the Castaway, except of course that it's got that tropical kind of flavor.
All right, fair enough.
So you know, it starts to definitely twinkle that abandoned on a desert island with a volleyball kind of feel.
That's right.
If you
Tom
remember
Hanks
that
film,
classic
yes,
movie.
absolutely.
Okay, so this
So what you got there?
This is Saint Germain. It's an elderflower liqueur. Go ahead and have a smell of that.
Holy moly!
So yeah, so you mix
I
that
don't
into
think I've
something.
ever
It
had
really,
that
it
before.
really,
That smells
it
good.
really
Okay.
pops the flavor in this one. So again, 1-to-1 lime,
What's the base flavor of that?
elderflower. So it's
Elderflower.
literally extract of elderflower mixed in with a grain alcohol.
That's
Okay, so now we go 2 grapefruit vodka. This is the Deep Eddy Ruby Red. I like this one. It just seems to be well balanced. It's not gluten free, but it is a really nice vodka in this case. So 2 parts of that, and then to round it out, we've got some just some lemonade. You can use whatever you like in this case. You're trying to take lower calories, you can go country time, but I like, you know, an actual lemonade again.
Making it even more summertime.
Exactly. Okay, so the key in this, the key to this cocktail is, again, as usual, shake with ice until it's nice and cold, and then typically this is served straight up. You serve it, you know, either in a martini glass if it's late at night, or you can serve it in more of a rounded wine glass if you're trying to do things. Some people like this served on ice if it's the middle of the summer, in the middle of the day, or if you're trying to get out on your boat. But let's just give this a swirl here. See what you guys think.
That one was a little too easy. Like, I think I could make this.
This one's an easy one to drink, and I think it's got a good flavor to it.
Yes, all right.
Tell me what you think.
That's good.
Oh my gosh, that is delicious. You were right. You were like, Dean, I think you're gonna like
I
this
think
one.
this is a good one. You know what's
tasty.
what's fun about this drink is the way I got the recipe. You know, I actually, my daughter just graduated from Purdue, and we went out to take her out to dinner, and they had this on the menu. And I don't know if you know this, but you know, a lot of times what liquor companies do is they actually create recipes for their beverages, and then they give them to the restaurants. Okay, and the reason they do that, one, it allows them to, you know, increase the prevalence that they get bought, but one, they're also testing the different concepts and getting personalization right down into the store level. You know, at Intel, what we're seeing is that whole drive to personalization is a huge deal in restaurants, in hospitality, when you go to the amusement park. It's all about really figuring out ways to connect uniquely with individuals. So whether it's, you know, you're trying to mix a drink or you're using, you know, video technology to optimize the ads that show up when you're at the grocery store. You know, the whole role of personalization is a big deal. So
is critical for our customers to understand the value proposition along there. Well, there you
exactly.
go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Welcome back, everybody. We are here with Kayla. We are doing pizza the simple way today. We got our dough doing a little warm nap right now, and now we're gonna dive into the sauce. So what's the plan here, Kayla?
All right, so I've already minced together my onion and my garlic.
Oh,
okay,
is that what that is?
Yeah, that's,
okay.
It helps, you know, at home, I use onion and garlic a lot. So what I do is on Sundays when I'm kind of prepping for things, I will go ahead and pre-mince all of my stuff, and then I'll freeze it and pull it as I need it. Super easy.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, ready to go. So basically, if you have like a food processor or a blender at home works, you just got to be careful with the blender because you don't want to puree it, right?
Right.
So I just buzz it, we call it, in a food processor, so it looks like this. It's ready to go. I pull what I need. It helps
Beautiful.
take, a lot of, I mean, that's like the base of a lot of things, right?
I guess
Onion and garlic.
I'm in.
Yep.
If you cook anything with that, I'm probably eating it, you know, somewhere along the way.
All right, so I got about a tablespoon of olive oil in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw my onion garlic mixture.
We got that on like a low heat, medium heat?
Yep, I've got it. So this out of, looks like almost 10, I got it at a 6. Then we're going to stir. That's a big guy. This guy, okay. Get a little stir, we want to saute it.
And now it's gonna start smelling wonderful in here anyway.
It is. You know, my favorite smell is sauteed garlic and mushrooms. Add a little like thyme to that.
Yes.
So yummy. I love it.
It's cooking time.
I want a candle that is garlic, mushroom, and thyme.
Right.
I might be able to make that happen. I'm
you
sure.
might be able to make that happen.
I was
Come
just
out with your own candle scent.
Oh, commander and beef.
Come on, let's go.
Steak. I love it. Steak and smoked salt. Yum.
Yes.
You know, I was just at Target and found that Target is now selling cereal scented candles.
Get out.
So Cheerios, Tricks,
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. I think I like the Lucky Charms the most. It smelled like the marshmallows.
Yeah,
it was
like
really
instantly
good.
takes you back to childhood.
It does. It does.
I feel like picking out the little marshmallows.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we're going to, as we bloomed our yeast, we're going to bloom our dry spice. Now, it's important by the term bloom meaning heat. Okay, we're going to incorporate it in heat and kind of stir it, and it's going to help awaken all the oils that are dried out, but they're still in there somewhere.
Okay.
So we're going to basically add our Italian seasoning. Now you can mix it up. If you like more thyme, if you like more oregano, I personally love oregano, so I would normally add a little bit more oregano in this.
So that's a mixture though?
This is a mixture, just Italian seasoning.
Okay, got it.
Yep. Kind of did the work for us, but again, like my mom was really heavy on oregano, so for me, I just really like oregano.
Gotcha.
Now, it's not
now
in the...
hold on there.
I love my heat, all right? It's not in the recipe. I snuck it in there, but if you want heat, okay, I like just a little bit of heat in there, okay? So to kind of help awaken it, we're just gonna
that's gonna awaken
just
it.
a teaspoon,
Right, fair
teaspoon.
Enough.
Yep, it'll just kind of hit in the back notes and just kind of leave you warmth, wanting for more. Just have a beer, you'll drink a little more, it'll be great. All right, so blooming, again, meaning that we are awakening those spices. You can start smelling it. You smell it. This is called wafting. I think in science class they told us, like waft.
The aroma.
Waft it, yes, I can really smell it. It's really, really yummy and delicious. So at this point, I'm also gonna add some of my salt and pepper.
Okay. standard stuff here.
Yep, I personally love fresh ground pepper and salt. Now, it really amazes me how many people don't know how to use salt and the different types of salt. So you guys have in here a good sea salt, perfect. I love kosher salt. That's kind of my go-to cooking salt, flaky kosher salt.
No table salt.
No
right?
table salt.
I remember from one of our previous episodes.
Job.
Yes.
I mean, you can use the iodized salt for seasoning your water for pasta or vegetables. You know, even baking, they like to use that because it's more even, it's granular, you know, so you have a better consistency of whatever it is you're baking. But when we're cooking...
Something like this?
No, can't do it.
Got it.
All right, so we're gonna add, I have a can of tomato sauce and a can of crushed tomatoes. But what helps get that canned flavor out of there is sugar.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add some of the sugar in here, not too much.
And this is just regular sugar, right?
This is just regular sugar. I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to, this also will kind of help caramelize those onions as well. Now, you know, to step this up a notch, if we've got time, if this, you know, what's great about this recipe is like, let's say it's a Monday family night and we've got maybe an hour and a half to devote. And it's not like a lot of like hour and a half of go time, right? It's like you do something, you let it rest, you do something, you let it rest, you bake it, you eat it, right? So it's very simple. But if you got the time and you want to amp this up, I would suggest charring your onions, charring some stewed tomatoes, meaning so char is like getting that caramelization from heat on there. So sometimes I'll put it right on the burner, all right, and get a nice
like legit,
dark,
right on the burner.
Like you're making a roasted pepper,
I got
you know?
Yeah.
Or you could put it in the oven, all right? So with canned, I like to incorporate fresh tomatoes as well. So I like to basically just chop up some fresh tomatoes and onions and garlic, throw it in the oven at 400 degrees, really generously season it with salt, pepper, some Italian seasoning, and olive oil. And let it go till you get some good caramelization on there. Blend it up, add it to your sauce. That is how you just take it up a notch.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we got a nice little caramelization on here. It's sauteed, it's good to go. We've got that sugar. Now we're going to add our canned sauce. Again, this is canned tomato sauce and crushed tomatoes.
Just some store-bought stuff, right?
Yeah, just store-bought. Just makes it easy.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna give her a little stir. And I'm gonna turn this down to a simmer. And this is going to smell as good as all those candles we were talking about. And this is also going to take a bubble bath while this naps, and then they're going to come together and have a party.
How long is this in the bubble bath
So
for?
I'm gonna actually time this up pretty nicely with this. So I would say about, this probably has another, we'll say 30 minutes, and this will go for about 30 minutes.
Well, there you go. While our stuff is napping, we're going to take a quick break, come back, throw it all together. There's cheese involved somewhere,
There's
isn't there?
so much cheese involved.
I can't wait for that. All right, we'll be right back after this message.
ELO delivers technology solutions that will play a critical role in helping businesses adapt to a hybrid workforce and enhance safety standards. Users can automate day-to-day employee and visitor traffic flow with a virtual receptionist, contactless access control, and meeting room management. Foster collaboration between on-site and remote employees with an interactive whiteboard and video conferencing system. And help employees feel safe and confident coming into work with wellness screening tools. To learn more about ELO's technology for the reimagined workplace, contact your BlueStar representative today.
Dean, check it out, man. This is the Epson OmniLink TM-L100 liner-free compatible thermal label printer.
What, this here?
Yeah, this even handles high adhesive labels.
What, this?
Yes, it's great for a wide range of industries like retail, hospitality, so much more.
Wait, all those?
Dude, it does BOPUS, curbside, pickup, cup and item labeling, does it all.
This, all that?
Yes, this. It also can be dynamically shared with PCPOS terminals, mobile devices, cloud servers, all at the same time.
No. This device?
Yes, Dean, this device, it features the ability to provide a reliable wired network connection to a mobile device through USB network tethering. It's also got options like serial, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, connectivity and flexibility to almost any system.
What? This? All in the back here? All that connectivity?
Yes, Dean, you can print from web-based applications using server direct print technology for online ordering.
That's good, yes. Yeah.
Long print head auto cutter life,
Yeah.
1 year limited warranty, and an optional extended service plans for up to a maximum 5 years of coverage.
No, wait, 5 years?
5 years.
This device.
This device.
What do we need?
It's the Epson L100.
There you go. Welcome back, everybody. We are here. We are making some pretty basic pizza, but we've got our dough that's been on a warm happy nap, right? And we've got our sauce going. Now we're going to throw it all together. So what's next, Kayla?
All right, so as you can see, it really proofed.
Holy moly, you're not
Really?
kidding.
Yes. So here's a really fun part. Basically, punching the dough down. That's fun.
It's like you waited all this time just to punch the dough down. That's nice.
I know, it's fun. Okay, so
And
at
we
this point,
pre-oiled that, right? So
we
look at
did,
this.
yes.
This is like really helping out.
really, really helping out.
Yep.
So we're going to basically split this
Okay.
in half. We'll leave
Because
this
we got
one over
enough dough
here.
to do like a couple pizzas here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely. So you can freeze that part.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yep.
Seriously?
Yep, it's perfect,
And then
ready
just
to go.
thaw it and
just
you're
thaw
good.
it and you're good to go.
I would never think that you could freeze dough.
Now,
like
I would suggest either putting in a really tight sealed bag, get all that air out of there, or you can kind of make it like we're doing right now, just kind of like,
and then
freeze it. Yep.
That's not a bad idea.
So you can use a rolling pin. That works, but this also works just as well.
Yeah, old school,
Yep.
right?
There you go. Now, can you do me a favor and grab me a fork?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna make this, trying to make sure my ends aren't too thick. I wanna even this out. Now, with pizza, it's super important to literally go like this. Keeps it from bubbling up, right? I like to
This is
really
brilliant.
focus on the edges because that's where it usually starts to puff up.
Okay, so back in my days in the pizzeria,
Yes.
somebody's job was just to pop bubbles.
Really?
Right?
Ooh, what a fun
like
job.
When bubbles would start, like I was just telling you, those Blodgett ovens that we had, and you'd had a little fork that you would pop the bubbles. Had I known
I need you to-
that was, we should have done this beforehand to float those bubbles
Just a
along the
little-
way.
It helps. All right.
And I like the way you spreaded that out. I'm always conscious of the thin spots, right? You don't want like a lot of thin spots on your dough. I know we're gonna throw it on the tray there, but yeah.
All right, so I just added some melted butter and some of the Italian seasoning, and we're gonna make a nice yummy crust.
Yum.
Yes. You can add some Parmesan on this part. Make it like a turbo crust.
I really think oiling the crust is important, right?
is.
Because that's gonna give it a nice finish.
Yep.
That browning, if you will, when it comes out.
Yep. And you could do the whole thing. Totally. But I'm
Okay.
just gonna focus just on the edges. Now, would you like to ladle the sauce on there?
Sure, we'll
You know,
give it a
actually
go.
what we'll do
Oh,
first,
yeah, put it
let's
up
put
there.
it on the pan,
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Boom.
Okay, so this is a square pan. We could have kept it, obviously, traditional pizza round, right?
Yes, but I don't have one at home. I don't have a round one. I just have a silk mat, which is a godsend, and just a sheet tray.
Really?
Yeah, it works out just fine.
So that mat, okay.
Yeah, these mats
That's
are
new to
great.
me. Yeah.
Silk mats, so they are super inexpensive. They are dishwasher friendly. It's a good resourceful thing, like economically friendly instead of using wax paper all the time. I like to use silk mats.
Nice,
Yep.
very good.
All right,
Okay.
go ahead and ladle up the sauce.
All right, fair enough.
You're on sauce
Our
duty.
sauce is awesome. Some people like it heavy. Some
Yep.
people like it's, a little lighter. I'm gonna go medium here.
I like that.
Not too heavy on the sauce. I am a light sauce kind of guy. honestly, but that's okay.
I hear our oven's already screaming at us like,
It's
feed
ready,
me.
it's ready,
It's ready for pizza too.
Okay, so I'm gonna push
love
it
it.
out a little bit to the edge there, not too much. Gotta leave some of that yummy crust going. What do you think?
Love it.
Looking good.
We're gonna toss some mozzarella cheese. This is actually mozzarella and Parmesan.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And then, now this is where you can get fun with your toppings. I just picked some basil from my garden. Not really a garden, it's more like my windowsill from
Hey, there you go.
from my condo. But and I'm just gonna toss this right on there. Adds just a nice little. You want to actually help me out?
Yes. Here's the eternal question in my house, though. Talking about toppings, pepperoni under the cheese or over the cheese. What kind of?
I like over because I love when it's like kind of scoops. It like forms into like a bowl of pepperoni juice.
Okay.
It's
Well,
just
I
so
used to
good.
like you, but no, I'm a pepperoni under the cheese kind of guy. Yes, absolutely.
That's smart maybe for the kids. Then you don't know they're getting that protein. Mine wouldn't. She wouldn't eat it. Yeah, she wouldn't eat it if there was pepperoni in there.
Oh,
Let's
that's
add
awesome.
a little. Oh, just there we go. Okay. So now we're just gonna pop it in the oven for about 14 minutes.
Yep.
And it's good to go.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is a pretty easy way to make a pizza, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. Again,
Yeah.
on the topping side, you can mix it up, throw on whatever on top of there.
Yeah.
Could have done olives. What are some of your favorite toppings?
Ooh, I love, now earlier we were discussing like a Mediterranean style
yep.
pizza, so I love fresh tomatoes and red onions and Kalamata olives and banana peppers and feta cheese. A really good quality olive oil would go well with that too, if you didn't want to do like a pasta sauce, but I also love pesto pizza.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah. Have you ever done a white sauce before?
I have not done it myself, but I've eaten them and they are delicious.
They are kind of delicious, yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite pizza joints is hidden in the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Vegas. If
What?
you
Yes.
want to go all the way to Vegas for a good pizza, it's like a speakeasy pizza joint and it's to die for.
That's
and
cool.
their white pizza has like ricotta on there as well. Oh, it's delicious.
See, we could just keep going on
I
for
know.
hours
Keep
talking about
going.
pizza.
Yep.
Kayla, thank you so much for
Thank
showing
you.
us your recipe and how to do a nice basic pizza here today.
Yeah.
We would also like to thank our sponsors, Elo, Epson, Zebra, Intel, and Newcastle. Can't do it without you folks. Now, if you want the recipe here that you just saw, just go into the show notes. It's right there. And by the way, if you want to share this video with one of your friends, watch it on demand sometime, go to our YouTube channel and click on the playlist for Bon AppeTech. Now's your chance to get a $20 gift certificate so you can buy the ingredients for what we bought here. It's really easy. Just go to bluestarinc.com/cooking and you will need the code pizza. Right, there we go. You use the code pizza and you'll be good to go. We'll randomly select from some of our viewers to receive those $20 gift cards. Kayla, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
rocking it. We appreciate it and we'll see you next time.